Right, just before we get going on this one, I wasn't even going to release this little math whiteboard thing. I just got a comment from someone, and it was from yesterday. It would have been near the time that this all happened. So I wake up this morning, I read the comment and fell out of my chair. Yesterday, as you'll see in a second, I was recording a video about some math fun and a Mercury and stuff. And I was watching it back and I didn't write Mercury, I wrote Mercy. And I added it in a little funny thing like Lord have mercy, blah, blah, blah. Because I'm paying myself out because I made a mistake. Which I do often, I'm quite dyslexic, so that happens all the time anyway. But I didn't fix it, I just put a little of laughy emoji. I get up, I read this comment this morning, and I won't mention who it was, but they said that Mercury used to be called Mercy. And I mean, this was probably written, it just says yesterday, 1 day ago, so I don't know what time it was written, but it might have been at the moment I was writing Mercy, who knows. So I just can't believe it. So I'm going to call Mercury now officially Mercy from now on. Mercury is now officially, for me, Mercy, because that was just a silly blue error. And then I saw the comment there this morning and I'm just like, well. So the comment was that, yeah, Mercury used to be called Mercy. So if you go on my, on the last video there, you'll see the comment. So I'm going to release this little whiteboard thing, even though it's kind of green and it needs, I need to get better at this. But I'm going to release it just because of what I just read and the craziness of Mercury actually used to be called Mercy. Right, we're going to try this. I haven't done it like this, so I'm going to give it a go and see what the sound's like as well. So we got here the Saturn, the magic squares. So magic squares. Righto. Magic squares of Saturn, all the planets, the sun. So what I just quickly want to show here is that you might have seen in my other video, you've got the 3-317760. Righto, that was Howard Crowhurst's distance from the King's Chamber to the equator, right? And we realised that it was the first note of D, right, and the very last note. I think it was 36864. Right, that's like D, that's D, that's the very last one, you've seen me do that on the other vid, so, but that's how and I realised, okay, D equals that, and he just measured it, so that was amazing. So what I realised with the magic squares is that I'll just, so the magic square, and this is how many numbers there are in each square, so there's 36 numbers, right, numbers in the sun square, righto? There's 36 numbers. In the Jupiter square, there's 16. 16 numbers in the Jupiter square. There's 9 in the Saturn square. It looks like a cube. 9 in the Saturn square, right? Saturn square is 9, 16, 64. So 64 for Merc. Righto. Very messy. I'll start off with Jupiter and the Sun. So 36 is the Sun, and Jupiter is 16. So 36 times 16 equals 576, which we know is the measure. We know when you square that, it's the distance from the King's Chamber to the equator, 3317760. So that's cool. All right, let's get the 576, and then the 576 times 1, 37.5 equals 7920. The miles diameter of Earth in miles. So let's get rid of that. So we got the 576 from Jupiter and the Sun. So now let's go 36. Okay, here we go. So Saturn times Jupiter, 9 times 16 is 144. Times the 144 by 36, and we get 5184. Right, slope angle of the Great Pyramid. Right. So that's the common Saturn and Jupiter. 9 times 16 is 144. Times the Sun, so you add the Sun in there, times the Sun, you get the pyramid angle. But that's not the coolest one. The coolest one is here. This one is all of them, right? The Sun, 36 times 16 times 9 times 64 equals the distance from the King's Chamber to the equator. 3,317,760 meters. Alright, so that's just from using the squares, the magic squares. That's the Sun, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury. That's amazing. Alright, the next one, 273. Now, in my last video, you would have seen I mentioned that Sacred Geometry Decoded's got a great video on this. So what I want to show you is that we saw all the synodic cycles, the way that the Aztecs did it, and so we know all those numbers, but I'll put them up here anyway. We'll see how we do it here, because we're going to go. It's like a fingerprint of God. That's 137.5, right? 273, 37, and what was the other one? Well, 6 really. 0.6, 6, 1.6. They're really the way that things grow. So it's like growth rate, growth pattern on Earth. And also time, lots and lots of things. So we're going to go, let's just go this one first, 137.5 times 1.6 equals 220. We're just going to go through some magic numbers. 37 times 137.5. Oh, hang on, times 273, this is where I did all of them together, times 1.6, I think it was. Yeah, then you get 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 0. So that's 37, 137.5, 273, and times 1.6. That's all these. You'll see this more and more as time goes on in this channel, but these numbers do almost everything. So 37, that's right, 273, yeah. 273 equals 10101. So what's the next one? I think it was 6, or 0.6, but times 273 equals the synodic period of Mars. That's Mars. Let's go to 3 times 273 equals 819. Synodic period of Mercury. 6, we've gone to the 6, we go to 15. 15 times 273 equals the synodic period of Venus. Venus, because it's 4095. Alright, so this 273, we got, with the Mayans, they used Mercury, and we got him up to times him by 7, and we got 819, and then 819 divided into all these 16,380 and all the, right, we saw that in the last video, but this 273, he does all of it as well. So we go 18 times 273, it's the synodic period of Saturn. That's a 9. That's Saturn. Sat 57. 57 times 273 equals, I think it's Jupiter, yeah, equals 15561. That's Jupiter. And that was it, but 91, which is a quarter of the year, 91 times 3 equals 273. So it's 1/3 of the year. Right, one last thing with 273 is that when you use palindromes, like say 1 2 2 1, or 2 4 4 2, it doesn't really matter. You can use 7 8 8 7, just palindromes. It doesn't matter what you use, you'll always get basically palindromes back, and this 273 is really cool. So we'll just times it by 111 equals 30303 times 222. See, I should have realised that. 6066 times 333, I think it's 999, and it's 0990444 equals 121212. 555 is 15, you know, if you do 555, it's 151515, you know, you just keep doing 1818, and that was 666. So as you can see, that's that number we got for the height by the half the base, 378 times the height of the Great Pyramid equals 181818, and so does 273 times 666. We get that as well. So, you know, if you go 273 by 1221, the palindromic number, you just get all threes, 333, right? This one here, yeah, creates palindromes, creates bloody triples, you know, and so does 37, and all these guys just are doing a similar sort of job. But yeah, anyway, these are interesting numbers, and that's, I think I'll leave it there for today.